right. Hey, everybody. What's up? It's Tipping the Scales. I'm your girl, Lachey Dawson.
Tania, what is up, peeps? We missed you so very much.
Oh, I like that so very much. So, yes, we missed you so. Giving you guys all a big air hug. Close your eyes, hug back,
Yes.
and then take a Martin breath.
Look,
Wow.
it's been like so long. I feel like
so long.
it's been forever.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, it's almost like mom guilt. Like I had mom guilt. Like, when you go on a long trip and you left your child with someone and they're having a good time, it's okay, it's cool,
Yeah.
but like, you're supposed to be there doing that thing. And that's kind of, how I've been feeling too.
Yes, just happy to be back behind the mic.
Yep.
Happy to just get caught up. I feel like all these things that are going on, it's like we normally talk about it here and we haven't. So I'm happy to be back for sure.
Me too, T. Me
Yay.
too. Yay. It's so crazy. Life is just one day you're recording and on a roll.
Uh-huh.
You want to pause?
No, I'm good.
I just saw your face. I was like, oh.
I saw something. I was like, well, what happened? It's okay.
Yeah, one day you're on a roll, and the next thing you know, everything is all bad.
Yeah, I made that look that you guys. Oh, if you guys check us out on YouTube, you'll see what Shay was referring to. But I get my text messages also on my computer, so I don't have my phone because it's a distraction and it's noisy.
Right.
So, but my text, I got a text when I was like, what? What the what? So anyway,
what the what?
How you been doing? I know you've been, had some tough times and
persevering.
Stay tuned for that. We got another episode about perseverance coming up. But how are you feeling? Like just in general, like how's life? How are you?
I mean, honestly, it's hard to explain how I feel. I just know that I'm not the same. Mm-hmm. I know I'm forever changed. For those of you who don't know, my sister was murdered August 21st at a gas station in St. Louis after having an argument with a man outside. And I was at the movies with Nafis. I was so excited. It was the premiere of Ahsoka. So I found out, I think that, August 23rd. And it's a situation for me where my dad's side of the family, it's a dormant situation for me. It's not something I talk about publicly because it's a little confusing for me. My dad wasn't in my life growing up. We recently have, had a really good relationship since my engagement, thanks to Nafis. Shout out to Nafis.
Hey, brother.
Yeah.
We got to get caught up, Nafis. It's been a while. We need
he's amazing.
Spend some time. Yeah.
He's amazing. And, I mean, he's been encouraging me through the whole thing. Therapy, mentors. I mean, everything I need. He has a whole network full of wellness, health, mental health, whatever you need. He has a person. And so that's been really helpful. So get you a partner that's in that space.
Or also just understands and cares about your overall well-being. Because that's important. Because even if you may not have a partner in that space, having a partner that understands the importance of mental health is everything. Because we, there's no way that you can experience something as traumatic as that and not have a freaking army around you to help you through this.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, how old was your sister?
She was 33. 33. I have 3 other siblings on my dad's side. I have Alia. She's the youngest. I have Nathaniel. He's the second oldest. And then it was Natalie. And they have a younger brother, my stepmom, and another, her ex-husband, have Jalen. And then I have a nephew, Harvey. My sister survived by my nephew, Harvey. He's 9 years old.
Oh, Harvey.
And it was a lot of emotions that really came up for me outside of my sister. The thought of her dying alone like that. Excuse me.
It's okay.
And I was actually a little hesitant to record because I just didn't know if I could talk about it, but I know that I need to talk about it.
It's healing. It helps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we didn't spend a lot of time together as kids. Well, as kids we did, but as I got older and started playing sports and kind of went on my own path as an adult, I didn't spend a lot of time with her. Mm-hmm. But she loved me so much.
Yeah. And you loved her.
And I loved her. And, you know, she didn't have an easy life. And so part of my feelings of what I feel is just I wish I had more time. I wish I could tell her how much I loved her.
Yeah.
But I did get closer to my family through this experience.
Yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah.
I got to, you know, develop a relationship with my baby sister because she was so young. You know, I was a full-grown adult when she was born, you know, in college and kind of my own identity. And so, you know, I obviously knew she was there and I just didn't have, you know, a relationship. And my dad wasn't, you know, trying to facilitate that relationship. I won't say he wasn't trying, but it just wasn't, you know, it's non-existent. So,
yeah.
You know, we got to talk about, you know, her perspective of me and, you know, what I thought about her because we always obviously saw each other's pictures and then people would talk about me to her and vice versa. And, yeah, shout out to my stepmom for always just like, you know, keeping pictures and talking to me and sending me things. And
Absolutely.
she takes care of my nephew now. And so I get to see him all the time. And she's always keeping me updated ever since Natalie's death.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot. It's my first like death close. And
yeah.
I know
it's
you
rough.
can relate. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you can relate because you lost your brother as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just been, you know, leaning into being emotional and like breaking all the way to kind of like get through it. You know what I mean? Like
healed.
Really feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I took a
But
couple
letting
weeks.
it go. Which
Exactly. I took
really
a couple weeks
important.
off. So I've been chilling.
Oh, very
Just
good. I'm
really
very
getting
proud of
myself
you.
together. Thank you.
I'm very proud of you for doing it. I think one of the things, actually, shut my door. Give me one
Yeah.
second.
No problem.
Make sure the TV downstairs does not get in the way of us
Interfere.
chatting it up. But what you said something, and I just wanted to remind you of something. So you said that you wish you had more time. And when you experience losing someone close to you, that's the thing that you always go back to. That I wish I had more time.
It's so redundant.
But what I realized through the loss of my brother, because he was young and it was devastating for me, is you begin to appreciate the time that you had together. Mm-hmm. Because that's what's important when you experience the loss. And also I want to remind you that she knew that you loved her. You know, like the heart and your spirit and your soul goes to a place like, I wish I could have just said it in that moment that day. Like, don't forget, I love you.
Yeah.
But because of who you are as a person, Shay, and how you show your love, everyone who is impacted, who gets to know you personally and is in your circle, especially your loved ones, guess what? They know that you love them. She felt your love. You were a good sister, and she knew that you loved her. And I think that's what's important for you to remember, is that your love, like, there's different levels to love. And some of us love hard. Some of us, you know, we love different in the sense that you may not be able to feel it because of whatever. It could be past trauma. It could be just how you learned to love, right? It's funny because I was with my niece. She's 2. Uh-huh. And I took her to Lenvilla Orchids, you know, where we, you know, went hay rides, and she went on a pony ride. We did a train ride. We fed the roosters with romaine lettuce. It was a whole experience. And periodically throughout the day, she said, I love you, Auntie. She said, Auntie. She can't say Auntie. She said, Auntie. I love you, Auntie. I love you, Auntie. And that just made me realize that she knows what love is. Because for you to, to repeat that I love you, that means you have this feeling of what you believe love is and how love is supposed to make you feel. And because you're just such a feeler, and that's just who you are, the people that you love, we know that you love us. Like, even if I don't have to talk to you for months,
right?
I know that you love me. Even if you didn't tell me this today or tomorrow, I know for a fact,
and I do,
in my heart, that you love me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a friend.
Yep. Your
sister, for a fact, knew who you were to her. So don't lose sight of that, Thanks. And what I'm proud of you is, one, that you're able, because I was like, I don't know, like, I wasn't even sure, like, is you ready when you sent the text, like, oh, I'm ready to record. I was like, okay. But I know that you are not giving up on just, like, sometimes when you have to experience something so heavy like that,
talk about it.
You just you want to just look the other way.
Yeah.
But I see that you are tackling it in many different ways. So maybe talk to the tippers about, like, what are some of the things that you're doing to kind of deal with your grief, because I see some of your postings and it just makes me smile because you're smiling. And hey, Miss Lori, you are bad, honey. Miss Lori's a whole John. I saw her picture. I was like, yo, she bad. You are a cutie, Miss Lori, okay?
Okay, she is. Every time I look at her, when I see her just living her, 50-plus-year-old life, almost 60, I really just like, wow, that's going to be me.
She is a John. When you were sitting next to her, you smile. I was like, oh, Shay, you get that beauty from your mama. You get it honest, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that. That feels good. Because that's my girl. But I would say, first, I needed to acknowledge that what happened was real. Because if your brain will try and tell you that it's not real to not feel.
It can't be happening. Yeah.
It can't be happening. It's not real.
Yeah.
And so sitting with that first. So immediately I took like two consecutive days off to kind of just make it real.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was talking to my stepmom. And, well, first I had to talk to my brother. And my brother, Nathaniel, was the one who called me and told me. And I had to check on him. And then I called my sister, Alia. And I hadn't talked to her in a really long time. So calling her, I had anxiety doing that. But as soon as we talked, it was like nothing. And so that was really
like
nice.
Where you left off, yeah.
It was really nice. And then I called my dad. And my dad actually answered. Usually my dad is a texter when it really, hard things happen. He's not able to, express that. And so I respect that about him. And so he actually answered and we had a really short talk. So connect with the family and make sure, just check in, because you can't ask, are you okay?
Yeah.
You just have to check in. Hey, are you eating? What are the things that I can do to help support? And so I immediately went into project management mode, and I made a spreadsheet of what we needed. I made a GoFundMe because, funerals are very expensive at minimum 10 grand. So I was able to raise around 10 grand thanks to the support of my family and friends. And so shout out to everybody and thank you all for the support. We used some of the money for Natalie and some of the money for Harvey to put him in a bank account so that he has something, when he grows up, because, his mother's not able to be here to provide for him. And so that was really, really cool having my community to lean in for me.
Your tribe.
My tribe. And then
leaning on that tribe is so important. Yeah.
And then I let Nafis take care of me, and check on me and hug me and, just make sure, fix me meals. Like he just really just made sure like I was doing the things necessary. So it's important to have support at those times because you don't feel like you can do anything or want to do anything.
Yeah.
And then I had a few meetings. I realized I can't work. Like, I cannot think about anything else. And so I took time off.
Good.
Right.
Which you need, because
Which you need.
we are one and the same, or we are like
I tried.
Workaholics
I
and grinders, and you needed to pause. You know what?
I tried.
When I think back to when I lost my brother, I took some time off too. In fact,
Good.
I had lost my brother and my dad 3 months apart, and that was just like,
yeah. And I lost
crazy
Narcissus friend on the same day as my sister.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. So
It's a
I
lot.
totally can,
yeah.
unfortunately, feel that and
It's
and
no
understand.
It's no joke. But I'm glad
No.
you took some time off, and I'm glad that you are really finding ways to push forward, which is so important. And
Talking about it.
Talking about it. And
Talking
just,
about it.
It
So
felt good for me to
becomes-
see you smile. Even when I saw you smile, you took a picture. I was like, because sometimes when life is weighing so heavy on us, it's hard to smile, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
and that's why I took that time, because I
for you.
know
Yeah.
too that it's easy to wallow in that sadness, but
Absolutely.
it's necessary. But it's necessary, and also don't do it for too long. Obviously a healing journey is forever. I'm gonna always be emotional, miss and be
person.
emotional talking about my sister, just because of the way it happened.
Yeah.
And the distance in which we lived, we were just different people too. And so talking about it and finding those good memories, I still talk to her. I talk to her in the morning. Actually, my nephew called me. I didn't know he had her phone, and my sister's name popped up, and I almost had a panic attack. But then, no, I know. And then when I answered it, I was on my walk, and I said, Natalie, and I was like, and I answered it. Like, I almost thought, like, oh my God, was it a joke? Like, that's what my mind did.
Yeah.
And then I answered it, and it was my nephew. My nephew had her phone. And he
Yeah.
said, Auntie, I got all my baseball stuff from Amazon. And I was like, that's awesome, Harvey. And so it was good to hear his voice. So I changed that number in my phone immediately so that I don't get a panic attack again.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
But you have to do all these things to not be triggered, but also set it up where you can, like, I have, her screen saver, and I want to celebrate her. And it's just sad that I have to do it while she's gone, but
That's okay.
I want to live in that.
It is your way of remembering her.
Yeah.
And the good times that you shared as a family.
Yeah.
Which is important. And, I would my advice to you as well, too, is, stay close to your family. Like, you guys are going to help heal each other.
Yeah.
And can celebrate Natalie together.
Yeah.
And then stay close to Harvey, because he's going to need a tribe, too. Just like you need a tribe. Harvey lost his mom, and Harvey needs a tribe around him as well. But, I'm glad to see that you are, you're not giving up. You're pushing forward. And, Shay and I, make sure you stay tuned and always take a peek at our library, because we're going to talk about perseverance, and the importance of it. But this is you persevering at its best, right? So
Thank you.
keep hanging on, and you keep being strong and push forward, but make sure that you continue to get the help along the way, which is important.
Thank you. Yeah. And I got a mentor who is serving. She's not a therapist, because she can't, give me treatment, while I'm here, but she's helping me sift through the process of getting a therapist.
Great.
So I'm really excited about that. I wish she could be, because she's amazing.
That's awesome.
I'm definitely going to pass her information to you, since,
where is she located?
In Philly.
Oh, please and thanks.
Yeah. She's literally, Nafis has been telling me about her forever. But I swear by her after just one conversation with her. Like, wow. Like,
That's
wow.
great. And are you guys in ATL?
We are in ATL.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to connect you with one of my neighbors who recently moved there.
Okay.
She's so sweet. I came home, I'll be on the road for a minute. And I came home and I opened my mailbox, and it said, hey neighbor, I moved to Atlanta. Text me, call me. And I was like, oh, but she wrote me like a little handwritten note that was super sweet. Wow. But I was like so sad. So I called her. I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? She's from New York. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, it's okay here. I'm just so bored. I was like, what? I was like, okay. Like once you settle in, I got to connect you with my friend because there's nothing boring about Atlanta.
I know.
But she just doesn't know where to go. You know,
I wonder where she lives. I wonder where she lives.
So I was like, I'm going to connect the two of you guys because when I think about, every time I go to ATL, it's like, I don't even want to leave.
Right.
I have so much fun and I don't have enough to do food. All that I want to do. Yeah. See all that I want to see.
Yeah.
So the fact when she was like, I'm bored, I was like, oh, I got to hook you up, boo. I got to hook you up.
You just need a good friend that knows all the stuff.
Right?
Right.
Oh my gosh. I feel like my world has just been like busy, so like just on go.
Yeah.
You'll be proud of me. We for those of you who haven't heard our episode about facing fear, please listen to that because that has helped me. And I even went back and listened to it again when I was going,
through your process.
Yeah. Because one, how much I don't love to fly, and I legit have never been on a very long flight.
Yeah.
But of course I went to Philippines,
so
and that was like, what? It was like 15 hours altogether. I think like 12 and 3. It was like 12 hours to Korea and another like 3.5 to Philippines from Korea. And that was tough. But now I look back, you know what? I'm so proud of me because now I'm saying I could go anywhere I want now. I could vacation anywhere in the world. I'm good. Like, where you want to go? I'm ready. Who wants to go on vacation with T? Come pick me up.
And shout out to your son because he's the only person who could get you on a plane at your scariest. So shout out to Mikhail.
For each phase, right? Phase 1, when I wasn't flying at all. And
West Coast.
Like, okay. The Lord was like, okay, you don't want to trust me? I got something for you. I'm going to send your baby all the way on the other side of the world. Good luck with that. I was like, okay, Lord, I trust you. I'm getting on this plane.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, you don't want to experience? You don't want to see your son playing on Team USA? Even though that's all, I felt like.
I didn't even hit you about it because I know how you are as a coach with Mikhail. So I was just like, I know she's going in on the whole team.
I had to keep my mouth shut.
I know.
I was so well behaved. One, I was proud of Mikhail because Mikhail actually played really well. So I was proud of him. He played with. I don't know if you see that freak shot he made. He went to throw the ball up, caught his own rebound, and then hit the 3 just to tie the game to go into overtime. It was insane.
I didn't see it.
But that one play was
I'm going to look it up after this.
I kept watching it over and over again. But ultimately, I was happy with how he showed up and he worked hard. However, just, we are like, we love the game. And we love all parts of it. And it's hard not to get emotional about, about a game that you think that you could have won if you
absolutely.
would have worked harder and locked in, and I think it's hard, and things like that. Like, of course you're playing other teams. They've been playing together for a while. They kind of know each other, but do you know what else? The grit is real. No one's looking, to do, to get a certain amount of points or play a certain amount of minutes. They just want to win. And I think sometimes we lose sight of that in those type of games because you want to be able to showcase who you are as a player, and there may be it may conflict with the overall contribution that you're making to win as a team versus to show what you can do personally. So I think that was like,
and being an American and the mindset sometimes is conflated with stardom and the game and the game plan and chemistry.
Oh yeah.
Like other countries have their that pride. Chemistry. They're fighting and clawing to represent the entire country.
And they want to beat USA.
And that's the thing.
It's like a thing.
And USA is divided sometimes.
Yes.
Divided that there's just different goals politically on the court. Who's got what girl, there's just so many different things that divide us.
So many
that
things.
It scares me when going into battle, as a country. You know what I mean? Like, so those are the things that I was thinking about when I was hearing about the losses, I was watching for chemistry. I was watching for how many times they clapped hands and touched each other in a positive, reassuring way. And I thought a lot of that was missing for us, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was tough.
But proud of Mikal as always, though. Cause
yeah, I was very proud of it. The fact that he got to represent his country was a big deal, and play on that stage is something I'll never forget. And like I said, I was very proud of his effort and what he brought to the table. But, you know, I kept my mouth shut. And like, you know, we're in like family rooms, like everyone eats in the same room. I was like, Tania, you will not embarrass this kid.
No.
Keep your mouth shut. Keep your opinions to your damn self.
This Philly John over here going off on people.
She needs to shut her mouth. I shut my mouth. You have been very proud of me.
You've learned. You've been in my family room. You know how it is.
I definitely learned. But of course, I had my own set of thoughts, you know, and disappointment. I'm not gonna just disappointing.
I know.
You don't want to lose. You don't
when people don't work hard.
Come home.
I know.
You know, losing.
Yeah.
You know, you know me, and I'm competitive.
I know.
So I was at those games screaming like, "Let's go!" You know, come on. So the fact that we lost and we came home, not winners in that sense, like winning, when I felt like we could, it was a little disheartening, and I was very disappointed, to say the least. Yeah. I think that's fair.
Maybe this is the year where we get humbled and we recalibrate for next time. So.
Yeah. Recalibration is needed.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's exciting. I hope that he'll be able to play in the Olympics. That's my prayer, and hope that he did enough to be able to get on that stage, because that'd be crazy. It's in Paris this year too. How about that?
I would love to go.
Yeah,
I would love to go.
Well, even if you don't go, so they're in Paris. So we want to speak this thing into existence. We're gonna say you're gonna make it. You're gonna be there.
Yeah.
But the fun thing is, they are still so the Nets are going to, I think, Paris in January. Okay. They have a game, and I forgot who they're playing, but they're playing how in NBA you play in other countries, and they're playing a team in Paris. And I've never been to Paris, so
I've never been.
I'm going to Paris for sure in January. It's gonna be too exciting. I want all of that.
Funny story. So when I was working 7-on-7 football this year or last year, this year I met 2 ladies. They were trying to check into their hotel, and they were being discriminated against. 2 Asian ladies. And they booked a hotel, and they said, we're overbooked, and they didn't help them. They just nope, sorry. And these ladies are like, we are not from here. Like, what are we supposed to do? And so I was like, I saw that, and our whole entire staff was staying there. So I was like, oh, I'm going up there. I'm like, excuse me. I was like, this is unacceptable. We have X amount of rooms here. I know we can give up one. Like, you guys have to do something. You can't leave these ladies just high and dry. They're they're older. No, it's just not going to happen. So I ended up riding with them or getting them a taxi to go to the sister hotel. We get there. They were treating them like crap, and it was full. So then we come back over, and I'm like, we have to figure this out. That's full. This is full. Like, I don't know, move stuff around. So long story short, they would not leave me alone. We exchanged numbers. They called and texted me every day they were in Vegas. Oh. We met in the lobby before they went out to do their events, and then they gave us gifts, me and this other girl, Larib, that I worked with, my coworker. And it was so good. And they live in Paris. And so they were like, anytime you come to Paris, please let us repay you. So I was like, oh my God, if I go to Paris, I'll get to say hi to them.
All right. So we just have to figure out schedules to see if I have to look at the date when they play. I think for some reason in my mind, it's Cleveland. That they play in January.
That's a good team.
So we'll have to see. Yeah, so we'll have to see if that would work. That would be cool if you could join me there. We would have so much fun.
We could record.
Right?
In Paris.
The Eiffel Tower. Let's go. All right, peeps. I just realized that's time.
I know. I just got
But stay tuned for our next episode on Perseverance. I think that you'll get a healing from it, or at least a little a coachable moment that you could use, within your life, which is always helpful. And like Shay said, we're so happy to be back. It's exciting.
Yes,
the microphone feels heavy.
Thank all of you for your support these last few weeks.
Thank you.
It means more than you know. So just thank you so much.
Yeah. And keep supporting us. Keep listening to Tipping the Scales wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you again, my friends. Bye.